Hey guys, I'm going to show you a mic drop moment from White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt. A reporter tries to corner her on whether the Trump administration could prove that every deportee to El Salvador was a gang member. And let me tell you, Leavitt did not hesitate to set the record straight. She came prepared with cold, hard facts about these deportations, and she completely shut down the question with confidence. Watch this, guys, because it tells you everything you need to know about the state of the border, the administration's policies, and just how serious this fight is. Let's roll the clip.
And for people who have due process questions about making certain that there wasn't anyone who was swept up who did not meet the criteria that you laid out, is there a way for the administration to provide more detail about how that was determined, who the individuals were that met this deportation order?
Yes, I can assure the American people that Customs and Border Patrol and ICE and the Department of Homeland Security are sure about the identities of the individuals who were on these planes and the threat that they pose to our homeland. They take this incredibly seriously. They are putting their lives on the line to deport these designated terrorists from our country, and they should be trusted to do that. And that's exactly what the American people elected this president to do.
Thanks, Caroline. Just to follow up on that then, so you're saying definitively that the administration can prove everyone that was put on those flights to El Salvador was either a member of Tren de Agua, MS-13, or some other entity?
We've already provided the breakdown in the effort of transparency about the 261 illegal aliens who were deported. 137 of those were deported under the Alien Enemies Act. 101 of those were Venezuelans removed via Title VIII, which, as you know, are just regular immigration proceedings. And 23 of them were MS-13 Salvadorian gang members. There were also 2 MS-13 ringleaders as part of that group of 23 who President Bukele particularly expressed his gratitude for their return so he can demand justice in his home country. Jennifer.
What criteria, though, other than, say, tattoos or maybe being in the wrong place at the wrong time, are they using to determine that someone is actually a member of one of these organizations?
Intelligence and the men and women on the ground in the interior of our country who are finally being allowed to do their jobs. Their hands were tied under the previous administration, and as I said, they take their jobs very seriously. They should be trusted and respected by the American public with this operation. And of course, as I said to Kelly, the administration will provide all details to the questions that the court poses. Jennifer.
One more follow-up on that. Can you say how much the U.S. is paying El Salvador to imprison these Venezuelans? And then a different question on Russia. I was wondering if you could give us an update on the ceasefire negotiations, and is there anything you can share on the list that Putin passed along to President Trump for the things he's requesting?
Sure. To your first question, it was approximately $6 million to El Salvador for the detention of these foreign terrorists. And I would point out that is pennies on the dollar in comparison to the cost of life and the cost it would impose on the American taxpayer to house these terrorists in maximum security prisons here in the United States of America. And I would echo the message of our Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, who expressed his gratitude to President Bukele and El Salvador's government for their cooperation in this deal. As for Russia, as you know, the president announced last night on Air Force One on his return from his very busy weekend in Florida that he will be speaking to President Putin tomorrow. I won't get ahead of those negotiations, but I can say we are on the 10th yard line of peace, and we've never been closer to a peace deal than we are in this moment. And the president, as you know, is determined to get one done.
Okay, now guys, before we dive into this, do me a big favor. Hit that like button. It really helps get this video out to more people who need to see what's really happening out there. Now let's break this down, guys. Leavitt was fully prepared for this question. She didn't hesitate. She immediately reassured the public that ICE, Customs, Border Patrol, DHS knew exactly who they were deporting. These agencies have the intelligence and the resources to identify and remove threats. This wasn't some careless operation. It was deliberate and necessary for national security. Now let's break down the numbers. Leavitt provided the exact breakdown of the 261 deported individuals. 137 were removed under the Alien Enemies Act. 101 were Venezuelans deported through standard immigration procedures. 23 were confirmed MS-13 gang members, including 2 ringleaders that El Salvador's president specifically wanted for justice in his own country. The numbers speak for themselves, guys. So why is the media still questioning this? The U.S. spent $6 million, which is a bargain compared to the alternative. Leavitt pointed out that the U.S. paid El Salvador $6 million to detain these criminals. Compare that to the millions upon millions it would cost to keep them in U.S. maximum security prisons, not to mention the risk of them escaping back into American communities. The Biden administration let criminals flood across the border. Trump's administration is actually getting them out. Which approach makes more sense to you? But if we zoom out and take a look at the bigger picture, this isn't just about one deportation flight. It's about a larger battle over border security and law enforcement. Under Trump, agencies are finally allowed to do their jobs. Under Biden, we saw the exact opposite. Record high illegal crossings, weakened enforcement, sanctuary policies that put Americans at risk. How can we trust an administration that, like what just happened, when the track record is the exact opposite of what keeps America safe? What do you think, guys? Was Karoline Leavitt's response strong enough? Why do you think the media keeps pushing these kinds of questions? Drop a comment down below. Let's talk about it. And make sure, guys, to subscribe for more hard-hitting conservative news. And if you want to support the channel and go that extra mile, consider becoming a channel member. Guys, it really helps us keep bringing you the truth. Appreciate everybody for all the support. Couldn't do it without you. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next update.